Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this particular Hive video tutorial, we are going to see how to execute the Hive queries from the file. So up till now, whatever queries we have written in Hive, like starting from creating a database in Hive, creating tables, loading the data, whatever queries we have seen, what we did is we have always went to this particular Hive terminal as you are seeing onto the screen, and there we have created all the queries. Like once this particular Hive terminal gets displayed, here we used to write all our Hive queries. Like let's say I want to just do the show databases or whatever queries I wanted to write. I have always been executing this particular thing from the Hive shell. Now, what we want to see in this particular video is what if I want to execute the Hive queries by not going to the Hive terminal. Basically, the idea behind this particular tutorial is to list down all the Hive queries that you wanted to execute in a file, in a HQL file, and that we want to execute that particular HQL file so as to run the Hive queries. So let's go ahead and see the hands-on part direct. So basically, what I will do is I'll create one HQL file, a file with .HQL extension, and there we are going to write all the queries that we wanted to execute, and we will run that particular HQL file. Okay, so let's go ahead and create one. You just can give any name to that particular file. Let me give it as test underscore hive dot HQL. Okay, so let's go ahead and create. Now let's see what I want to do in Hive is, let's say I want to create one table, one database. Okay, so create database, and let's say I want to name it as software engineering, maybe software underscore engineering. Okay, so first step that I wanted to do here is I want to create a database. Now the advantage that you are going to get in this particular mechanism to execute the Hive queries, that you can give all the queries that you want to execute and just run them in one shot. Okay, this is what the advantage is, and it has little bit flexibility as well. Okay, so basically I want to create one database. Then what I want to do is I want to use this particular database, because whenever we are dealing with Hive, we always use this particular database, and then we'll be able to create the tables under this particular database. Okay, so I created this database, then I wrote use software underscore engineering. Now what I want to do is I want to, let's say, create one table in this particular database. So what I will do, I will do create table. Okay, and let's say I want to create a table called as technology underscore tools. Let's say I want to maintain a list of all the technology tools that we as a software developer use, or developer community use while working in the software engineering field probably. So that's what my thought process of creating this database and a table under this database. Okay, so create table technology underscore tools, and let's say I want to create three columns in this particular table. Just for identification purpose, I'll create this ID of integer type. Then let's say I want to I want to create one column called as language, where we will try to list all the languages that we use on daily basis while working. So it will be of string type. And let's say I want to list the paradigm to which that particular language will belong to. Okay, so this will be also a string. Okay, so this is the table that I have created. Let's say I want to create this particular table. So create table technology underscore tools, ID integer, language string, and paradigm as string as well. So let's give comma and go ahead. And next thing that I want to do is I want to insert data in this particular table. Okay, so for that what I can do is I can execute insert into statement. Okay, so how do we write insert into statement in Hiveways? It is the similar way actually. So insert into then we have to give name of the table. So, and for that, you can, now we have used software engineering here. So before table name, you really don't have to give a database name. So just we'll make it simple. Insert into table name, which is technology tools, and values. And here in this, we will give the values that we wanted to give. So basically, I'll write all the values here. So we need to give three values. Let's say first as C language, our favorite one when we started our education in software. And the paradigm it follows is procedure oriented programming. Okay. Then the second one which I wanted to list or I wanted to insert is, let's say, C++, and the paradigm which it follows is object oriented programming. Let's say the third one which I wanted to insert is Java, and it is also object oriented programming. And let's say let's insert some functional oriented programming language as well, which is, let's say, Lisp. Okay, so and it follows function oriented programming, FOP. Okay, and let's enter the last entry of, let's say, our one of the database we will SQL language we will insert, let's say MySQL. Okay, and this is a structured query language paradigm, we would say. Okay, so basically I wanted to insert these 5 entries into this particular table. So that's why I wrote like insert into technology underscore tools values, and then we have this particular thing. Okay, so let's go ahead, give semicolon. So this is what the insert statement. Now ultimately what I want to do is, as soon as your Hive terminal will insert these values, I just wanted to check whether these values are inserted correctly or not. So I'll just do select star from technology tools. So this is what my fourth command that I want to execute in a sequence. So basically what we did, let me just quickly recap this. We created one sample.hql file, and in that particular file I am writing the sequence of Hive commands that I wanted to execute on in Hive basically. So as a first step, I created one database called as software engineering. Then I used it. Then I created one table under this particular software engineering database. I inserted few values, and then as a last step, I am trying to retrieve the values that I just inserted into this particular technology underscore tools table. So that's it. What you do is you just save this file and exit. Okay, so we have this test.hive HQL file that's been created. Now just before executing this particular HQL file, what we will do is we will go to Hive and we will just verify whether that software underscore engineering database table that we have just mentioned in our HQL file, it is not there. We'll make sure that particular thing. Okay, so if I just do show databases, okay, then it has listed these many databases, out of which there is no entry for the software underscore engineering database. Okay, so let me just come out of the Hive terminal. Okay, and let me just execute that test Hive file that we have just created. Okay, so test underscore hive.hql. I just wanted to see the name once. So now, how to execute the HQL file from the terminal? That's the main part, in this particular, hands-on that we are trying to see. So we have not entered the Hive terminal. We are on our Linux terminal itself, and from there itself we are executing this. So Hive -f is the attribute, or is the parameter that will take care of executing that particular Hive commands written in the file onto the Hive terminal or Hive engine, we can say. And here you just have to give the name of the file. So basically Hive hyphen F stands for file. F stands for file, and there you need to mention all the the file name that you just have created, where you have listed all the commands. Okay, so just press give this command and press enter. Okay, it will try to execute all the commands that we have written in this particular file. So first of all, it will execute all those commands in a sequence. So first of all, what it will do is it will create this particular table. So this OK is being printed for that particular first statement, that it has created this particular table. The second statement was use software underscore engineering. So this OK is for that particular statement. Third one was we want to create the table. So this particular thing suggests that it has created that particular table. Next thing that we have written is insert into statements. Basically, to insert the records into a Hive terminal, it has launched one MapReduce job, and it has loaded that particular data, 5 rows that we have given, into the Hive table called as technology underscore tools. And the last step that we have given was to select star from technology underscore tools, and the output of that particular thing is displayed here. Okay, so basically it has all those 5 steps it has executed that we have given in this particular test underscore hive HQL file, that it has created this database, then it has used it, then it has created the table, it has loaded the data, and it has selected or retrieved records from that particular table for us. Okay, so we have inserted 5 records, and it has given us the output by retrieving 5 records from that particular table. Now let me just show you just for validating whether it has really created that particular database and tables in Hive. Let's go ahead and go to Hive terminal, and we will just see whether that software underscore engineering database and the corresponding table is been created or not. So show databases. So see, it has created this software underscore engineering table. We will use that. We'll run show tables quickly and see this is what the technology underscore tools. So if you just describe that, then the 3 columns that we have created, ID, language, and paradigm. And if you just do select star from software engineering dot technology tools, then it will display the 5 records we just have entered. Okay, so I hope you understood this one more mechanism to execute Hive queries apart from going into the Hive terminal and writing the queries. So basically, a couple of advantage of this particular mechanism is you can create a separate HQL file, and you can write whatever Hive queries that you want to execute onto a Hive terminal in one shot, and you just can run it from the your base terminal or your Linux terminal, basically wherever you have created that particular HQL file. Okay, so I hope you understood this particular video, and if you have any doubts or any questions, basically do comment in comment box, and I'll try to answer them as early as possible. Okay, so thanks guys once again for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.